Good morning, everyone. It is Dana Sacco, your CRM and automation specialist, and today I'm about to yell at you. It's going to be a lot of fun, which I'm kind of excited about. Okay, I don't get excited about yelling at people, and as you can see, my voice is still not 100% returned. It's the best it's been all week, so we're going to leave it at that. So over the past week or whatever, when you go to an event where there's like a whole bunch of people that are just like you, that have the same type of mindset of we are totally awesome, even if we kind of hide it a lot of the time, you find out different things about people and you find out things where there's spaces in businesses. Now, the group that I was in, a lot of them, guys, you guys are freaking amazing. You guys, most of you all are a little bit different. You all are, I want to say, well, most of you guys are financial pros, so I'm going to be talking to that in just a second. But this applies to every single one of you, every single business that's out there, because we work hard. We work very, very freaking hard to get these leads, right? We do engagement posts where people are raising their hand. We do money making posts where they're like raising their hand. They want our lead magnet. They want this information. They are begging you for information. They want what you have. They're on calls with us. They say that they want this. They say that they want this. They're like all over the place, right? So they raise their hand. Maybe they don't book a call with you right now. Maybe they do. No idea. However, what happens once they do that? How many of you guys are leaving them out there just kind of raising their hand? You know, I talked to one person actually a couple weeks ago who had a lead magnet, and they would talk to people in their DMs, which is a great way to sell. It's a great way to sell because we're getting tired of the phone calls, right? However, of course, we do need phone calls. So here's the thing. And I'm sitting here, by the way, if I'm looking over here, it's because I'm talking to Teddy, my amazing VA, who is like signing me up for all of these different podcasts because she's like, people need to hear you, which like makes me want to cry when people say that sort of thing. But so here we have a business and we're talking to people in the DMs, right? And we have a lead magnet. We have something that we want to give you. We have some information that may or may not help you. It's going to help you out in the long run, but a lot of the times we don't always think about it, right? We're like, yeah, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's this awesome thing. We are so excited about this. And here, for example, I have 100 skills a VA can do. And the beautiful Jen Iris just rebranded the whole thing for me. So it actually is absolutely, it's spot on branding for Dana. But they're handing it to people in the DMs. They're just giving them the link to the PDF. The only time I ever do that is if it's someone that I know doesn't necessarily need to be in my automation stream. Like a friend of mine doesn't, you know, they just don't know what a VA does. And so they're not really sure what to hire for them or what to do with them. And so they just aren't sure, right? So with them not being sure, I just sent her the list. It's not that big of a deal, but it works absolutely amazing for her. So, you know, it's going to help her pick out, okay, what can I actually hand off to a VA? Because believe it or not, a lot of people don't know what you can. So here we have these people, like I said, they're raising their hands. They want to talk to you. You spent the time, you know, sometimes they've been watching you and stalking you. We use stalking in the online world as a very wonderful thing, actually, because it's people that are looking at you, not necessarily interacting all the time. That's why, you know, we say thumbs up and hearts are vanity metrics. But guys, please drop a heart if you are on this, because it does help the algorithm. And I love my algorithm. And I want to get this out to more people. because we work hard. We work very hard. And with working very hard, we see that we actually, and people want to talk to us, but then we send them our information. We send them our lead magnet. We talk them into this. Maybe they go through a lead magnet sequence in some sort of email program, whether it's MailChimp, MailerLite, whatever it is, but you don't nurture them after that. You do not have any weekly emails to follow up with these people. You don't have a way to re-engage them. You don't have a way to do all of this stuff. And you guys, do you know what you're doing by doing that? You're leaving your money on the table. You're leaving the money out there somewhere in Never Never Land where the person's going to forget your name. No one needs to forget your name. Your name is awesome. You are amazing at what you do. So why are you leaving them? Why are you leaving them alone? Why are you leaving them out there where people just don't know what you're doing and they forget your name? You need to put your name in front of them as much as possible. For example, one person signed up for my email list. I don't even know. I'd have to go back and look to see how he found me. But he ended up on my email list. Okay. Found me, got on there somehow. I've never had a call with him. I've never talked to him before. Never had a conversation with him. He gets on. He says, Dana, we need to talk. He says, I need to make a call now. So I go and I look at him, and he's been on my email list for a year. He's opened my emails quite a bit, but he's been on my email list a year. So where he came in at, I have no idea, right off the top of my head. By knowing where he did come in at, though, because I have tags where it will show me. So if I go and I look, I can tell exactly how they came through my system so that I know what's working. So, for example, maybe he came through because he signed up for a webinar with me. And I have a sequence that says, hi, how are you? I'm Dana. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. Before I even send you into my weekly marketing thing, I want to introduce myself. And I do that because I think that it's just nice. And I'm not shoving something down their throat. I want to introduce myself to you. I want to tell you my story. And my story is continually growing. My story is continually changing. However, these people, they need to be reminded that your name is there. So every week, after you get through that sequence, after you get whatever sequence that you're supposed to get through my system, every week I send something. A lot of times it's just informational. This week I did a whole thing about fear, I think. Hold on, I need to look at this because I actually know what it is. Yeah, fear sucks was my email this week. So I've had, my entire thing was about being in fear of how we hate it. But even as an entrepreneur for over 30 years, I understand it. And we go through a fear cycle, right? So I went through this whole thing. It doesn't make a difference if you're making $1,000 a month. It doesn't make a difference if you're making $1 million a month. We all have fears, and it's on different levels. We're afraid to be accepted, and yet we enjoy being accepted, but we aren't sure always how to. So I did this whole thing, and I've had people respond because they're like, you know what? I need this type of thing. So it wasn't necessarily, it was to let people know that we are human. And so your emails are coming from you. They're coming from you about whatever topic it is. Mine specifically, of course, go into automations and systems and why they are important to keeping our humanity and keeping our sanity as business owners. We have the basic level all the way up through, the super advanced. We have a high level thing where I had a fear of this. I am openly admitting that I have a fear of this. So announcing these type of things, it's letting people know that I am still a human being, that I am still a grandmother who had to pick up her grandson this morning because he was not feeling well at school. So it changes our lives, and yet we need to do this sort of thing. So it's reminding people constantly, hey, I'm here. Hey, this bit of information may help you. It may not. You can do all sorts of different things, but you need to follow up with them. Okay, so someone booked a call with you. They didn't sign up for your services for whatever reasons. We have the usual ones, right? We have the I can't afford it right now. The I have to talk to my husband, wife, partner about this, and then you never hear from them again. For that one, I want to know why you haven't reached back out to them. And you should be doing that. Hey, I just wanted to check in because we had this talk. I really enjoyed talking to you and I'd love to be working with you. I just want to make sure that you're okay if you had any other questions. This type of thing needs to be happening. You need to be doing this with people. You need to be reminding them, hey, I'm still here. I just wanted to check in with you. No pressure, that sort of thing. You need to kind of know. Beyond that, okay, they still don't respond. They semi-ghost you. Again, you need to go ahead and you need to say, okay, I'm still here. Here's some information that you might need. That's what you're doing with a weekly email. Now, it doesn't have to be weekly. You could do bi-weekly. Some people don't like to send something every week. I do. I like to send something every week. I send it out. It goes out on Tuesday mornings at 8 o'clock in the morning. And it goes out on Tuesday mornings, 8 o'clock in the morning, their time. Because I work with people on the West Coast. I work with people on the East Coast. I work with people somewhere in the middle. And I work with people across the world. Right? So their 8 o'clock in the morning is totally different than mine. And I don't necessarily want it to go out to them at 8 p.m. because I want whatever I'm doing, reading, sending to them, I want it to go through. And I want them to think about it throughout the day. Because some of the responses I got for the one that I just sent about fear sucks, they're coming in today. They're not coming in yesterday when it was Tuesday. They're coming in today. And they'll come in tomorrow. And when they respond, it lets me know that they're interested. So guess what, guys? I'm tagging them to send them a reminder of when I have my workshop going and how the client experience needs to be designed. So these type of little pieces need to be going. Why? Because I know that they're interested in it. I know that it's important to them. These people want this information. So by knowing that, you can go ahead and send them information. It's the same thing that happens even further down the road. You know that people have this information. You know that someone wanted this specific lead magnet. So by having this specific lead magnet, you now know that this is what they want. This is what they're interested in. I'm going to talk to financial pros. So say you have someone that needs a cleanup. You've tagged them in your marketing system as a cleanup client, as a possible cleanup client for whatever reason, right? Maybe they got a lead magnet of why a cleanup will help them and relieve whatever stress, whatever pain points you're thinking. And by them seeing this, now you can target just them. You can say, hey, I know that you wanted to clean up. I am signing up. I have 3 spaces left for the rest of the year. I know you needed to get it done. So let's go ahead and get it done so that you can be ready for tax season ahead of time and you can go through the holidays without thinking about this. This sort of thing is priceless because you're tagging just the people that want it. You're tagging just the, people that maybe you've already talked to. These type of things are so important for your clients. So instead of having leads that are just kind of out there in the middle of nowhere, you're targeting exactly who, you want to. So you need to have some sort of system set up. Well, Dana, what systems do you have that set these things up? There's a bunch of them. Now, a lot of people know I've talked, and if you need the recording for Group Collect, it's not Group Collector. Which one do I use Group Collector? Yes, it's Group Collector. So I have Group Collector, which it collects the people from my email group for Facebook, and it puts them in the correct thing, gets them the correct lead magnet, boom, they're ready to go, right? They're tagged. I have 2 different Facebook groups. Some of you are in both, some of you are in one. But whenever you guys sign up for that email group, you're going to be tagged in my email marketing system to get the correct ebook. When you get the correct ebook, it filters you through almost the exact same thing, except for you get your lead magnet set up. You get the whole thing set up for you correctly, of which you get the right ebook or worksheet, whatever it is. You get the correct emails, you get the correct welcome sequence based on that. Now, if I wanted to tag people that only are in my Grow and Automate Your Business, then I can send an email blast out specifically for them. Now, I use a mixture of Group Collector, which actually integrates natively with Infusionsoft/Keep. I say Infusionsoft because sometimes that clicks in people's brain, because for so many years they were Infusionsoft and they have rebranded to Keep. Guys, I'm wearing the t-shirt. Look, I've got a t-shirt. I love swag. Anyone ever want to send me swag? I'm always for swag. So it will tag them correctly in my Keep system and send them to the correct email list, and I can go see who's who and what's what. Other systems that do not work for email marketing, and I'm going to put this one out there very specifically, guys. Honeybook is not an email marketing system. Do not use it for your lead magnets. That's not what it's for. If you want people to be booking a call, awesome. That's what you want. Same thing with DUBSADO. It is not an email marketing system. I would like to address the fact of MailChimp and MailerLite. They are very similar. They are just email marketing systems, but they are not a CRM. I know. There's like different systems out there. Who knew? Actually, most people don't, believe it or not. They do not know that these things. But if you have a lead magnet, those 2 systems will work. But then it's not for booking calls or anything else. You need an extra system beyond that. I mentioned Keep. Why do I use Keep? Because it is everything. It is a CRM system, which client relationship management system. I can search you all up. I can find you all that wonderful stuff. I can find you. If you are in my system, I can find you there. It keeps track of everything that I need to know. It keeps track of my open and close rates. It keeps track of who is who, what's what, how many people have opened my thing. But it takes it beyond that, because that's how I also schedule my calls. It does not do my contracts and proposals. That's the only thing that I use Honeybook for. DUBSADO is not an email marketing system. Please stop trying to use it as one. Yes, you can put them into a sequence, but it is, again, not an email marketing system. And if you get into higher levels where you are collecting a lot of names, DUBSADO is going to be pissed. Why? Because it's now sending your emails out for this, and that's not what it's designed to do. And it can actually hurt your domain name, which can hurt your future email marketing system when you decide, oh, this isn't what it's for, right? So you need to have the correct systems in place. There's a difference between having a system in place and having the correct system in place. You guys need to stop trying to, you guys need to stop trying to piece everything together. Yes, you can do it. Yes, when it's cheap and you are just starting out, you absolutely can do it. But there's a point that you need to start stepping up and saying, you know what? I own this spot. I own this amount. I own my business. By owning your business, you are saying, dude, this is what I do. I am totally awesome at this. And I am, my leads, I want to know where they come from. I want to make sure that I'm talking to them. You guys, by just sitting there and having your leads wherever, you need to collect their emails. You need to collect some way to contact them again. Facebook is not that option. I know a lot of people, we all use DMs like there's no tomorrow, but that's not what it's for. Their business thing, it doesn't sort people out. Oh, I'm going to bring in another one here because someone asked about it. ActiveCampaign is an email marketing system. It is not a CRM system. They've thrown the fact that they want to be a CRM in their system, and it's not very good with that sort of thing. So I see a lot more broken paths for people inside of ActiveCampaign. Usually it's because they weren't set up correctly. For example, I did one a couple weeks ago where you couldn't find out where on the metrics of open rates correctly because he had each day as a different automation. And so you couldn't really see the path that your client was taking and where they were leaving. Again, it's because it hasn't been set up correctly. And a cleanup job is a huge job for that sort of thing, especially when you have large numbers. So if you want to develop an email marketing system or a lead capture system that actually tracks where you have people from, if it tracks so that you do not lose them, please let me know, and I will be more than happy to help you out. I have 3 different levels depending on where you are in your business, and we make this magic happen. And it is totally magic, right? Because you need to know where these things come. You need to know. This is information. The more information you have about the people that want information from you or that are listening to you, the more you know what to share, the more you know what to do, the more you know what your ideal client is looking for from you. If you know this, damn, it helps you spend less time and less money on throwing shit against walls, because that's not going to stick half the time. So stop trying to piece together a system that will not work. Let me know if you want to talk to me, and I will love to talk to you. And we'll go ahead and do it from there. All right, guys, my voice is totally going. Guys, I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what you need. Talk to you soon.